They don't speak it aloud, but they feel it. In every boardroom where decisions are made behind closed doors. In every family where silence holds more weight than words. In every moment where power moves in stillness. There's a woman they watch closely, but from afar. She doesn't chase attention. She doesn't beg to be seen. She builds. She waits. And then, she rises. She is the Capricorn woman. Not loud. Not flashy. But undeniable. And terrifying, not because she intends to be, but because no one knows how to stop her. She rises with Saturn behind her. She carries the weight of centuries in her gaze. And she doesn't need your validation, only your silence while she passes. This is not a list of compliments. This is a confession. From the world itself. Because when a Capricorn woman begins to rise, everything around her is forced to shift. And deep down, people know this. That's why they admire her. But that's also why they fear her. Today, we uncover 21 quiet reasons behind this silent fear. Each one a door into her soul. Each one a mirror for those who never understood why they couldn't forget her. And if you're a Capricorn woman watching this, don't look away. Because by the end of this video, you'll understand something they never told you. You weren't born to be liked. You were born to be remembered. If you are a Capricorn woman, comment your birth date below and write, "I rise in silence." Let the world feel your presence. If someone you know embodies this energy, tag her initials. Let her be seen, even if the world can't handle it. Reason 1, the silence that commands the room. She doesn't need to raise her voice. She doesn't even need to speak. The moment the Capricorn woman enters a room, something shifts and everyone feels it. It's not dramatic. It's not theatrical. It's presence. While others scramble to be seen, she embodies the kind of quiet that demands to be respected. But this silence is not emptiness. It's not shyness. It's precision. It's a silence that listens, watches, waits. And when it does speak, it ends the conversation. This is why the world fears her rise. Because the Capricorn woman's silence exposes what noise tries to hide. She can sit in the middle of chaos and remain untouched, while everyone else is trying to prove something. And that calm, that poise, shakes people to their core. Why? Because deep down, they know. She's not performing. She's preparing. And when she moves, it won't be for applause. It will be for victory. Astrological insight. This quiet force is rooted in her planetary ruler, Saturn. The planet of time, law, and structure. Saturn doesn't rush. Saturn doesn't shout. It builds legacies in silence, and so does she. In astrology, Capricorn rules the 10th house, the domain of career, legacy, public image. The house of the mountain summit. And no one reaches that peak by making noise. They get there by moving one step at a time, in silence, while others are distracted. Real-world reflection. Think of Michelle Obama, Kate Middleton, Mary J. Blige. Capricorn women who don't need 1,000 words. Their posture speaks. Their restraint speaks. And the world leans in to listen even when they say nothing at all. Life lesson. In a world obsessed with volume, power still belongs to the one who can stay still and speak last when it matters most. Have you ever walked into a room and felt the shift without saying a word? Comment "I lead in silence" if you know exactly what this reason means. Reason 2, the discipline that outlasts everyone. While others chase bursts of motivation, the Capricorn woman builds discipline like stone laid over stone. She doesn't need inspiration to act. She needs a reason, and once she has it, nothing can shake her focus. Her progress might look slow to outsiders, but that's only because they don't understand what it means to build something permanent. The world fears this about her because they can't figure out how she keeps going, year after year, with no one cheering, no one watching, and no guarantees. What they don't realize is, she was never building for them. She was building for the future she saw long before anyone else could. Her discipline is not just about structure. It's a form of devotion. To herself. To her vision. To a standard only she can see. And while most people burn out, drift off, or get distracted by every passing crisis, the Capricorn woman is still moving. Quietly, steadily, unshaken. This is why she outlasts everyone. Because while they were asking, is it worth it? She was already halfway there. Her success doesn't come from luck. It comes from relentless alignment with a bigger goal. And that terrifies people who can't even stay consistent with their morning routine. Astrological insight. Saturn, her ruler, is known as the taskmaster of the Zodiac. It governs delayed gratification, mastery, and karmic rewards earned over time. The Capricorn woman understands, at a soul level, that anything rushed is rarely worth it. She is willing to wait a decade for what others abandon in a week. And that timeline alone makes her different. Real-world reflection. Look at someone like Dolly Parton. A Capricorn. Behind the smiles and rhinestones was decades of strategy, consistency, and tireless work ethic. Her success wasn't an explosion. It was an empire built brick by someone who never stopped showing up. Life lesson. Discipline isn't loud. It doesn't need validation. It only needs time. And those who master it will always rise even if the world is too impatient to notice. Have you ever been underestimated because your progress was quiet and slow but steady? Right, I build what time cannot destroy if this reason speaks to your soul. Reason 3, the wounds she never shows, but always uses. You'll rarely see her cry in public. She won't beg, she won't collapse, and she'll never announce how much it hurt. But that doesn't mean it didn't. Capricorn women bleed in silence. They carry wounds from betrayal, disappointment, and rejection not on their sleeves, but in their spine. And while others use pain as an excuse to stop, she uses it as fuel. This is what the world doesn't see. They mistake her strength for coldness, her independence for distance, her silence for apathy. But behind that silence is a woman who has felt everything deeply, privately, permanently. What makes her different isn't that she avoids pain. It's that she knows how to alchemize it. Every heartbreak becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes a blueprint. Every scar becomes a seal of earned resilience. She doesn't seek revenge. She seeks evolution. This terrifies people. Because while most collapse under emotional weight, the Capricorn woman builds muscle beneath it. Her pain doesn't make her smaller. It makes her quieter, sharper, stronger, and eventually unstoppable. Astrological insight. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of karmic trials, soul tests, and delayed rewards. It often brings hardship early in life, forcing Capricorn women to grow up too fast, carry too much, or heal themselves alone. But this isn't punishment. It's preparation. Saturn doesn't break them. It forges them. Real-world reflection. Think of Mary J. Blige, a Capricorn who turned personal agony into musical legacy. She didn't just survive pain. She transformed it into art, power, and influence, all while maintaining her dignity. Life lesson. Some people turn their wounds into weapons. Capricorn women turn theirs into wisdom. If you've been hurt, but didn't let it define you. If you kept walking when no one knew what you were carrying, then you already understand this truth. Have you ever healed in silence while the world thought you were just strong? Right, my scars are sacred if you felt this on a soul level. Reason 4, the independence that scares even the strongest people. She doesn't ask for permission. She doesn't wait to be rescued. And she certainly doesn't crumble when no one shows up. The Capricorn woman is dangerously independent not because she wants to be, but because life demanded it early. She learned that if she wanted safety, she'd have to create it. If she wanted stability, she'd have to build it. And if she wanted peace, she'd have to protect it alone. That kind of self-reliance is rare. And for many, it's unsettling. Why? Because most people draw their power from connection, attention, or approval. But she draws hers from solitude, from structure, from herself. She doesn't fear being alone. She fears being pulled off course. This is why people often say she's intimidating. Not because she's loud, but because she doesn't need you. Not to feel seen. Not to feel whole. Not to feel strong. And that kind of energy, It threatens anyone who depends on others to feel valuable. What they don't understand is, her independence isn't rejection. It's clarity. She simply knows who she is and what she will never tolerate. Astrological insight. In astrology, Capricorn is an earth sign, grounded, self-sufficient, and ruled by Saturn, the teacher of responsibility. Capricorn women are often born with the sole memory of being let down. By systems, by people, by promises. And so, they rise by becoming their own foundation. She doesn't rebel. She outgrows. Real-world reflection. Look at Michelle Obama. A Capricorn who never sought validation but became one of the most respected women in the world through quiet strength and self-defined standards. She didn't just stand by anyone. She stood fully in herself. Life lesson. True independence isn't the absence of love. It's the presence of self-trust. And when a woman learns how to stand fully on her own, no one can move her without her consent. Have you ever been called too independent when you were just protecting your peace? Write I lead myself if this reason feels like your truth. Reason 5, the boundaries that make people uncomfortable. She doesn't yell. She doesn't over-explain. And she certainly doesn't beg you to understand her limits. The Capricorn woman simply draws a line. And if you cross it, she disappears. This is what unsettles people the most. Her boundaries are non-negotiable, and that makes others feel exposed. Because most people are used to manipulation, guilt, or emotional bargaining. They're used to winning access through charm or pressure. But none of that works on her. She doesn't fear losing people who disrespect her space. She fears losing herself by allowing too much. To her, boundaries are not about rejection. They're about preservation. She knows her energy is sacred. Her time is limited. Her peace is hard-earned. So, when she says no, it means no. When she walks away, it's already over. And that calm, steady enforcement of self-respect. It terrifies those who benefit from crossing lines. Because you can't control someone who knows where they end and others begin. Astrological insight. Capricorn is a cardinal earth sign. It initiates, defines, and protects structure. Saturn, her ruler, governs limits, karma, and responsibility. This gives Capricorn women a natural mastery of boundaries. They instinctively sense when something is out of alignment and they correct it without drama. To them, a boundary isn't cruel. It's wise. It's spiritual. It's necessary. Real-world reflection. Consider someone like Diane Keaton. A Capricorn known for her elegant detachment, personal sovereignty, and refusal to conform. She never apologized for creating space where she felt whole, even if it made others uncomfortable. And that quiet command over her own life made her unforgettable. Life lesson. People fear boundaries because they reveal who's truly willing to honor your soul. Capricorn women don't build walls. They build gates, and not everyone earns the key. Have you ever had to protect your peace in ways others didn't understand? Write my boundaries are my sanctuary if this truth resonates with you. Reason 6, the strategic mind that watches everything. She doesn't interrupt. She doesn't react too quickly. She lets people talk, and talk. And while they reveal themselves, the Capricorn woman is already 10 steps ahead. You might think she's quiet. You might think she's distant. But in truth, she's calculating. Not in a manipulative way, but in the way a master builder measures every angle before laying the first stone. Capricorn women are strategic by nature. They notice what others miss. They read energy, patterns, inconsistencies, and they remember. Her silence is her strategy. Her stillness is her preparation. And that terrifies people who are used to being one step ahead. Because she's not reacting emotionally. She's thinking tactically. She doesn't need to prove she's right. She needs to know what's real and then position herself accordingly. This is why when Capricorn women make moves, they're rarely impulsive and always effective. Because while others were talking, showing off, or trying to impress, she was gathering every piece of information she needed to win quietly. Astrological insight. Capricorn rules the 10th house, the house of long-term success, power structures, and public strategy. Its ruling planet Saturn teaches delayed gratification and calculated planning. Capricorn women often appear reserved not because they're unsure, but because they're absorbing, assessing, and making mental maps others can't see. She's not reactive. She's responsive at the perfect time. Real-world reflection. Look at someone like Kate Middleton. Her path wasn't loud, but it was strategically perfect. She moved with intention, not emotion. And that self-control gave her influence no scandal could shake. Life lesson. In a world of instant reactions and emotional outbursts, the woman who watches and waits holds the most power. Because she's not just playing the game. She's quietly designing the board. Have you ever stayed silent in a room, only to walk away knowing more than anyone else? Right, I move with strategy, not noise if this reason speaks to your truth. Reason 7, the loyalty that feels like a fortress until you betray it. When a Capricorn woman chooses you, she doesn't do it lightly. She doesn't open her life casually. And she doesn't give her trust without testing your spirit first. But once you've earned her loyalty, you'll feel something rare, something sacred. You'll feel safe. Because her loyalty isn't about words. It's about presence. It's about showing up over and over, even when it's inconvenient. Even when it hurts. She remembers the details. She honors the promises. And she builds a foundation under your feet so solid, you forget what it feels like to doubt someone. That's why people crave the love of a Capricorn woman. But here's the part they don't talk about. That same loyalty becomes a fortress with locked gates the moment you betray it. You'll never see her explode. You won't get a dramatic goodbye. She'll simply vanish with her dignity intact and your access revoked. And no matter how loudly you knock after that, she won't open the door again. Because for her, loyalty is not a performance. It's a vow. And once that vow is broken, it's buried, not resurrected. This is what makes people uneasy. They want her devotion, but they don't realize it comes with spiritual consequences. You don't just lose a Capricorn woman. You lose the version of yourself you were when she trusted you. Astrological insight. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of karma, contracts, and commitments. Loyalty for a Capricorn woman is not emotional, it's ethical. It's a soul bond she takes seriously, even if others don't. And that's why her withdrawal feels so severe. Because her love was never casual to begin with. Real-world reflection. Think of someone like Mary J. Blige. Once she commits, she gives everything, her time, her presence, her truth. But when betrayed, she doesn't retaliate. She reclaims her peace and keeps moving. That dignified exit is the final word. No drama. Just closure written in stone. Life lesson. If you've earned the loyalty of a Capricorn woman, protect it like a treasure. Because once it's gone, you won't just miss her, you'll miss who you were when she believed in you. Have you ever had to walk away from someone who didn't honor your loyalty? Right, I don't owe closure to betrayal if this reason reflects your truth. Reason 8, the elegance that doesn't ask to be noticed. She doesn't try to be the center of attention. She never needs to be the loudest in the room. And yet, people notice her. Every time. There's something about the Capricorn woman that draws eyes without asking. Something composed. Something deliberate. Something timeless. She doesn't chase trends. She becomes the standard. While others change themselves to fit the moment, she refines herself in silence until her presence speaks louder than anything she could wear. Her elegance is not just physical. It's spiritual. It's in the way she walks, calm, direct, unrushed. It's in the way she listens, with full attention, never flinching. It's in the way she speaks, with weight, not volume. This unshakable grace is unnerving to many, because it can't be copied. It's not performative. It's not rehearsed. It comes from deep self-respect. And that's the part people envy most. The fact that she isn't dressing up to impress you. She's dressing up because she honors herself. Astrological insight. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the elder planet, the keeper of ancient knowledge, time, and maturity. This gives Capricorn women an innate sense of what's lasting and what's fleeting. Her elegance isn't for show. It's a reflection of her alignment with structure, tradition, and personal sovereignty. Even in chaos, she remains composed. And that's what sets her apart. Real-world reflection. Consider someone like Kate Middleton. She doesn't need to command a crowd. Her stillness, her posture, her restraint say everything. She embodies a kind of feminine power that is neither aggressive nor passive. It's disciplined radiance. And in that, she becomes unforgettable. Life lesson. True elegance isn't about decoration. It's about energy. And when a woman carries herself like she's already whole, she becomes magnetic to everything and everyone who respects that wholeness. Have you ever felt powerful in your stillness even when no one complimented you? Write, my elegance comes from my essence if this reason lives inside you. Reason 9, the emotional control that makes people nervous. She feels everything deeply, but she doesn't let everything touch the surface. The Capricorn woman has mastered something that most people never will. Emotional sovereignty. She doesn't explode. She doesn't spiral. And she doesn't leak emotions in every direction, hoping someone will catch them. To many, this looks cold. But it's not. It's clarity. It's training. It's power. Her emotional control is not suppression. It's containment, the ability to feel pain without becoming it, to hold fear without surrendering to it, to acknowledge heartbreak without weaponizing it. And this makes people uncomfortable. Because most are used to chaos, to outbursts, to reactions that demand attention. But the Capricorn woman doesn't react, she responds. And often, she doesn't respond at all. Because not everything deserves a response. Her silence in conflict is not weakness. It's wisdom. Her refusal to play emotional games is not disconnection. It's discipline. People fear what they cannot read. And she is unreadable not because she hides, but because she protects what is sacred. Astrological insight. Capricorn is an earth sign, grounded, composed, structured. Under Saturn's rule, it teaches lessons in emotional endurance. In many lifetimes, Capricorn energy learns to hold the storm within without drowning in it. This is why Capricorn women are so centered under pressure. They were built for the long road, not emotional volatility. Real-world reflection. Think of Michelle Obama during public attacks. Never a breakdown. Never a scream. Just measured words, a steady presence, and an energy that said, "I do not owe you my reaction." That kind of control isn't robotic. It's royalty. Life lesson. You don't owe your emotional energy to every situation. Power is knowing when to feel and when to guard your frequency. The Capricorn woman does both. And that's what makes her so respected and so feared. Have you ever been called emotionless when you were just choosing peace over chaos? Write, my stillness is strength if this reason speaks for you. Reason 10, the ambition that refuses to dim itself. She doesn't apologize for wanting more. She doesn't shrink to make others comfortable. And she doesn't pretend she's satisfied when she's not. The Capricorn woman carries an ambition that is non-negotiable. Not because she's greedy, but because she was born to build, to rise, to leave something behind that lasts. Her goals are not fantasies. They're blueprints. And while others are still dreaming, she's already putting plans in motion. This ambition makes people uneasy, because she doesn't wait for permission. She doesn't ask, "Is this too much?" She asks, "What's the next step?" In a world where women are often told to be humble, to stay quiet, to not try so hard, she dares to want more. And she works for it relentlessly, privately, patiently. People envy her results. But what they fear is her discipline, her refusal to settle, her absolute unwillingness to live a small life just to make others feel big. This kind of ambition is sacred. It's not fueled by ego. It's fueled by purpose. And that purpose does not care who's intimidated by it. Astrological insight. Capricorn rules the 10th house of career, public reputation, and legacy. Its ruler Saturn drives long-term planning, high standards, and soul-aligned responsibility. Capricorn women aren't hustling for applause. They're moving toward a mission. And when that mission is clear, no distraction, delay, or doubt can stop them. Real-world reflection. Think of Shonda Rhimes, Capricorn. She didn't just write stories. She redefined an entire industry. Her ambition was not about being seen. It was about creating space for others and doing it without apology. Life lesson. You don't have to dim your fire just because others fear the light. The Capricorn woman rises not to impress, but because her destiny was never meant to stay small. Have you ever felt judged for dreaming bigger than those around you? Write "I refuse to play small" if you felt this truth in your bones. Reason 11, the patience that wins every long game. She doesn't rush. She doesn't chase. And she never begs the universe to deliver faster. The Capricorn woman understands something most people never learn. Everything worth having takes time. While others panic when results don't appear instantly, she stays steady. While others change direction at the first sign of difficulty, she stays the course. To many, this patience feels unnatural, even threatening. Because we live in a world addicted to speed, to instant success, to overnight validation. But she's not playing that game. She's playing the long one. She is the woman who plants seeds knowing she may not see them bloom for years. And yet, she keeps watering. She keeps showing up. Because her faith is built not on hope, but on strategy and soul alignment. This terrifies people who are afraid of waiting. Because her stillness reveals their restlessness. Her consistency exposes their chaos. And when her time finally arrives, when the breakthrough comes, it looks like a miracle to everyone else. But to her, it's exactly on schedule. Astrological insight. Saturn, the ruler of Capricorn, governs time, endurance, and karmic reward. It teaches that delays are not denials, but divine refinements. Capricorn women often wait longer for their harvests. But when they come, they're unshakable. Because every season of waiting shaped her into someone who can handle what's coming. Real-world reflection. Consider someone like J.R.R. Tolkien, Capricorn energy in his work. He spent decades building Middle-earth in silence, in solitude, in vision. The result? A legacy that outlived him. That's Capricorn patience, not for quick fame, but eternal impact. Life lesson. True power isn't built in haste. It's built in patience, in the slow moments when no one is watching. But you show up anyway. Because you know, greatness isn't rushed. It's earned. Have you ever waited quietly for something others gave up on too soon? Write "I trust divine timing" if this reason reflects how you move through life. Reason 12, the vision that never needs validation. She doesn't broadcast her dreams. She doesn't crowdsource her decisions. And she definitely doesn't need you to believe in her path for her to walk it. The Capricorn woman holds a vision so clear, so rooted, so internally affirmed, that outside opinions become irrelevant noise. She doesn't need applause to keep going. She doesn't need reassurance to trust her instincts. Because she's not building from ego. She's building from knowing. This unnerves people. They don't understand how someone can move forward so confidently, without asking for permission, approval, or collective agreement. But here's the truth. Most people share their dreams too early. They dilute them. They let fear and other voices erode their confidence. Not her. She nurtures her vision in silence. She protects it like sacred fire. And by the time the world sees what she's built, it's already done. There's nothing to argue with. No doubts left to plant. Because she didn't leave the door open for interference. This is why her rise feels sudden to others. But for her, it was simply private. Astrological insight. Capricorn is an earth sign ruled by Saturn, the master of internal structure and self-determined authority. This gives the Capricorn woman an inner compass that doesn't rely on external direction. She respects feedback, but she follows alignment, not popularity. And this self-led vision is exactly why she often achieves what others only dream about. Real-world reflection. Think of J.K. Rowling writing Harry Potter in cafes with a child beside her, no guarantee, no fanbase, just a vision. She didn't need the world to validate her. She just needed a pen, a purpose, and relentless belief in what she saw inside. That's Capricorn spirit, disciplined dreamers who finish what others abandon. Life lesson. You don't need everyone to see what you see. You just need to keep seeing it clearly, consistently, and without apology. Because when your vision is rooted in soul truth, the world will catch up, eventually. Have you ever kept a dream to yourself because you knew others wouldn't understand it yet? Write, my vision is sacred if this reason speaks to your soul. Reason 13, the self-respect that no one can bargain with. She might forgive. She might stay calm. She might even give second chances. But she will never, ever bargain with her self-respect. The Capricorn woman draws her line from within. Not out of pride. Not out of ego. But from a deep-rooted knowing of who she is and what she will never tolerate. People try to test her. They push boundaries. They underestimate her patience. But when that inner switch flips, when her self-worth is crossed, she walks away like the entire world is behind her. And that terrifies people. Because so many rely on guilt, persuasion, charm, or manipulation to stay in power. But none of those tools work on her. You cannot convince a Capricorn woman to stay where she is no longer respected. Her silence becomes her exit. Her calm becomes her closure. And her absence becomes a mirror. Suddenly, those who misused her presence are left realizing she was never desperate to be kept. Astrological insight. Saturn, Capricorn's ruler, governs dignity, structure, and karmic boundaries. It teaches self-respect not as a luxury, but as a soul-level requirement. Capricorn women embody this. They don't chase love. They uphold standards. And if that means walking alone, so be it. Real-world reflection. Think of someone like Greta Thunberg. Capricorn. She doesn't care who's offended by her truth. She doesn't sugarcoat her message to be liked. She respects her voice, her time, and her purpose. More than she respects the comfort of those who can't handle it. That's not arrogance. It's alignment. Life lesson. When you stop trading your self-worth for temporary comfort, you become unshakable. Capricorn women live by this code. And the world either rises to meet it, or loses access completely. Have you ever left a situation not because you stopped caring, but because you started honoring yourself more? Write, my standards are not up for negotiation if this reason speaks your truth. Reason 14, the maturity that makes others feel exposed. She doesn't gossip. She doesn't play petty games. And she doesn't respond with emotional impulsiveness when things go wrong. Instead, the Capricorn woman pauses, reflects, and responds, if at all, with unnerving clarity. This maturity isn't something she wears like a badge. It's in her essence. It's how she holds herself. How she absorbs disappointment without theatrics. How she chooses wisdom over reaction again and again. And that unnerves people. Because most are used to emotional fireworks. They expect dramatic reactions. They project chaos and hope others mirror it. But she doesn't. She de-escalates conflict with composure. She exits gracefully instead of retaliating. And she processes in private, not on display. This makes others feel exposed. Why? Because her calm reflects their chaos. Her clarity makes their confusion louder. Her depth forces people to realize how unhealed and emotionally unprepared they really are. Her maturity is not an act. It's a survival skill. One that has been shaped through pain, failure, and self-inquiry. And that level of emotional integrity, it can't be faked and it can't be controlled. Astrological insight. Saturn, Capricorn's ruler, is often called the great teacher. It doesn't reward noise. It rewards responsibility, growth, and soul-level maturity. That's why Capricorn women often feel older than their age. They carry karmic weight and transform it into quiet authority. Real-world reflection. Think of Michelle Obama once again. Her maturity in the face of criticism, provocation, and media distortion is legendary. She doesn't lower herself. She rises silently above and in doing so, exposes the emotional immaturity of those who attack her. That is the Capricorn way. Life lesson. Maturity is not about being perfect. It's about choosing what not to respond to, what not to carry, what not to repeat. And when you master that, you don't just grow, you lead. Have you ever been labeled too serious when in reality, you were just protecting your emotional peace? Write, my maturity is my armor if this reason speaks to your core. Reason 15, the consistency that can't be shaken by emotion. Some people show up only when they feel like it, when the energy is right, when the mood is perfect. But the Capricorn woman, she shows up anyway, not because she feels like it, but because she made a commitment to herself, to her path, to her standard. This kind of consistency isn't glamorous. It's not flashy. It's not Instagrammable. It's foundational. It's the invisible discipline that builds empires. It's the daily effort when no one is watching. It's the routine that never wavers even when emotions try to take the wheel. And that's what makes people uncomfortable. Because most people are controlled by how they feel. Their emotions decide their ambition. Their moods dictate their momentum. But not her. She has mastered the art of showing up, even when it's hard, heavy, or thankless. That consistency builds trust. It earns respect. And yes, it often breeds envy. Because when everyone else is burnt out or lost, she's still there, focused, grounded, unshaken. Astrological insight. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, the planet of endurance and unwavering structure. This gives the Capricorn woman an inner architecture most don't possess. She knows that emotions are important, but they are not a compass. Values are. Her ability to stay the course, even when emotionally shaken, isn't suppression. It's strength born from alignment. Real-world reflection. Think of someone like Mary J. Blige. Decades in an industry that chews people up. And yet, she's still here. Still rising. Still evolving. Because consistency isn't something she performs. It's who she is. Life lesson. Consistency isn't about being perfect. It's about being committed. And when your values lead, not your mood, you become unshakable in a world full of wavering energy. Have you ever stayed consistent while others faded away simply because you knew your path? Right, I move with conviction, not convenience if this reason lives in you. Reason 16, the inner standards that make her uncompromising. She doesn't need to be told what's right for her. She already knows. The Capricorn woman lives by a code, not trends, not approval, not external pressure. She has inner standards carved from experience, pain, responsibility, and a deep connection to something greater than herself. And she doesn't lower them. Not for love. Not for opportunity. Not even for comfort. This makes people uncomfortable. Because we live in a world where compromise is often disguised as maturity. Where settling is framed as realistic. But not for her. She isn't difficult. She's defined. And that definition, that refusal to dilute her values to fit the room, exposes everyone who lives without a standard at all. She knows exactly what kind of love she deserves. Exactly what kind of work reflects her purpose. Exactly what kind of energy she will and will not tolerate. And if you can't meet her there, she won't fight. She won't chase. She will simply disengage with grace and for good. Because her integrity isn't situational. It's sacred. Astrological insight. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, is the sign of boundaries, self-mastery, and spiritual law. This gives Capricorn women an unshakable moral compass. They don't follow crowds. They follow alignment. And alignment, to them, is more valuable than approval. Because they answer to something deeper. Legacy, not popularity. Real-world reflection. Think of Diane Keaton, fiercely individual, unshaken by Hollywood pressure, living by her own rules. Or Simone de Beauvoir, who challenged systems not to rebel. But because her standards of freedom, truth, and respect were too high to betray. These women didn't bend. They redefined what it meant to be a woman who knows herself. Life lesson. When you live by inner standards, you stop asking if you're too much for others. Because you realize, maybe they're just not enough for your truth. Have you ever walked away from something good enough because it didn't match your soul? Right, I don't negotiate with my truth if this reason reflects your journey. Reason 17, the energy of authority that she doesn't even have to assert. She doesn't need to raise her voice. She doesn't need to demand control. And she certainly doesn't have to convince anyone to follow her. Because when a Capricorn woman walks into a room, authority walks in with her. Not the kind that's loud or performative, but the kind that's felt in the bones. Stable, grounded, unquestionable. She doesn't need power because she already embodies it. It's in her posture. It's in the way she makes decisions. It's in the way people naturally defer to her judgment even if they outrank her on paper. This energy unsettles people, especially those who confuse position with leadership, or those who rely on external validation to feel significant. She doesn't wear a crown. She moves like someone who has already earned it. And when others try to assert dominance through ego, volume, or manipulation, they find themselves disarmed by her calm, silent certainty. Because her power isn't something she performs. It's something she carries, quietly, confidently, and without compromise. Astrological insight. Capricorn is the natural ruler of the 10th house, the house of power, leadership, and public responsibility. Its planetary ruler, Saturn, represents earned authority, not inherited or faked. This gives Capricorn women a soul-deep understanding of true leadership. It's not about being above others. It's about being trustworthy enough to be followed. And they are. Real-world reflection. Look at Oprah Winfrey, a Capricorn archetype. She doesn't chase influence. She is influence. Her voice doesn't dominate, it anchors. Her presence doesn't demand space, it creates space. People don't just listen to her. They lean in. Life lesson. True authority doesn't require noise. It requires integrity, consistency, and self-possession. When you carry those things, you never have to chase respect. It arrives unspoken. Have you ever had others follow your lead even when you never asked them to? Right, I lead by being if this reason speaks to your essence. Reason 18, the intuition she trusts more than advice. She listens carefully. She considers thoughtfully. But when it comes time to decide, she follows herself. The Capricorn woman has a kind of intuition that's not loud or mystical. It's grounded, strategic, and uncannily accurate. She reads people before they speak. She senses shifts before they happen. She walks away from things others swear are perfect because her gut whispers what logic can't explain. And she listens. Even if it costs her approval. Even if it makes no sense to others. Even if the risk is high. Because time and time again, her intuition proves right. This unsettles people. Especially those who need external input to function. Or those who mistake her quiet knowing for stubbornness. But it's not stubbornness. It's self-trust. Hard-earned, deeply tested, and spiritually rooted. She doesn't ignore advice. She simply knows when it doesn't align with what her soul is already telling her. And when she moves, even if no one else understands, she often lands exactly where she was meant to. Because Capricorn intuition isn't whimsical. It's ancestral memory wrapped in strategy. Astrological insight. Capricorn is an earth sign, practical, analytical, composed. But under Saturn's rule, it holds ancient knowledge and deep karmic wisdom. This means Capricorn women often receive quiet inner direction. Not through emotion, but through deep energetic alignment. Their intuition feels like logic. But it comes from something far older than reason. Real-world reflection. Think of Mary J. Blige again. Her career wasn't scripted. Her choices weren't always safe. But they were intuitive, and that intuition shaped an identity that millions resonate with. She moved when others hesitated. And she followed herself into legacy. Life lesson. Intuition doesn't always scream. Sometimes, it whispers in the spaces between thoughts. And the wise know how to listen. The Capricorn woman does. And it's why she ends up where others only wish they'd gone. Have you ever trusted your gut when everyone told you not to, and later saw you were right? Right, I trust the whisper within if this reason speaks to your soul. Reason 19, the emotional boundaries that make her hard to manipulate. She can love you deeply and still say no. She can care and still walk away. She can feel and still refuse to be controlled by that feeling. The Capricorn woman's emotional boundaries are clear, strong, and unshakable. She doesn't let just anyone in. And once you're in, she doesn't hand over her emotional center like a fragile gift. She guards it not because she's cold, but because she's wise. People who thrive on manipulation struggle with her. Why? Because she doesn't take the bait. She doesn't fall for guilt traps. She doesn't respond to emotional pressure with emotional collapse. She'll listen. She'll empathize. But she won't surrender her clarity for chaos. That terrifies people who are used to controlling others through emotional confusion. With her, it doesn't work. Because the Capricorn woman has learned, often the hard way, that feelings are valid, but they don't always lead to truth. And love without boundaries is not love. It's self-abandonment. She'll never trade her peace for temporary connection again. And that inner resolve, it makes her untouchable to those who confuse attachment with access. Astrological insight. Saturn, ruler of Capricorn, is the guardian of structure and karmic law. It teaches the power of emotional discernment. Capricorn women don't build emotional walls. They build emotional gates with locks, keys, and spiritual vetting. And once she learns the cost of giving herself to the wrong energy, she never forgets. Real-world reflection. Think of someone like Sade, timeless, mysterious, private. She pours her soul into her music, but she owns her emotional life completely. She never needed the spotlight to validate her presence. She set the rules of her own access. And that's what Capricorn energy does best. Life lesson. Boundaries aren't cold. They're clarity. And when a woman learns how to love without losing herself, no one can use love to chain her again. Have you ever protected your heart without apology even when others called you distant? Right, I feel deeply, but I belong to myself if this reason reflects your truth. Reason 20, the resilience that makes her rise unstoppable. She's been through what would break most. The betrayal, the disappointment, the long seasons of invisibility where she gave everything and received nothing. But she didn't stay broken. She rebuilt in silence. While others collapsed under pressure, she became pressure-resistant. While others waited for rescue, she became her own lifeline. The Capricorn woman doesn't just bounce back. She comes back stronger, wiser, and colder where it counts. And that terrifies people. Because most expect survivors to look like victims, to be softer, smaller, more fragile. But she returns with armor, with strategy, with a higher standard and a lower tolerance. She doesn't carry bitterness. She carries blueprints. And what looked like a setback was actually the clearing of a path. That's why her rise always feels inevitable, not because it was easy, but because she was built for the climb. No matter how many times she's knocked down, she always returns, more aligned, more focused, more unstoppable than before. Astrological insight. Saturn, Capricorn's ruler, is the planet of karmic lessons, hard-earned growth through pressure and time. Capricorn women often face more than their share of hardship early in life. But this is not punishment. It is preparation. They are being sculpted by time to hold something bigger than most can imagine. And when their moment comes, it's not luck. It's long overdue alignment. Real-world reflection. Think of someone like LeBron James, Capricorn energy through and through. No silver spoon. No excuses. Just relentless evolution. Rising from setbacks with even more power each time. It's not magic. It's resilience in motion. Life lesson. The world respects survival, but it fears transformation. Because when you rise from pain with power instead of pity, you become someone they can no longer predict or control. Have you ever come back stronger from something that was supposed to destroy you? Right, I rise like I was never broken if this reason mirrors your journey. Reason 21, the quiet mystique that no one can decode. She walks into the room, and you feel something before she even speaks. A calm, a weight, An energy you can't explain but can't ignore. That's the mystique of the Capricorn woman. She doesn't overshare. She doesn't perform. She doesn't spill her soul to be understood. Instead, she holds herself like a riddle. Not because she's hiding, but because she's whole. In a world obsessed with exposure, she is sacredly private. In a culture addicted to validation, she remains grounded in self-containment. People crave to know her, to decode her, to figure out what's behind the stillness, the gaze, the unshakable presence. But most never get close. Because what they don't realize is, her mystery is not a mask, it's a boundary. She reveals only what she chooses. She gives only what's earned. And her depth is not for the impatient. This quiet mystique makes her unforgettable and unreachable to those who seek shallow access. Astrological insight. Capricorn, ruled by Saturn, carries the archetype of the hermit, the elder, the high priestess in earth form. It is an energy of deep inner knowing, not performance. This is why Capricorn women often appear reserved. But what they really are is rooted in something ancient. And people feel that even if they can't explain it. Real-world reflection. Think of someone like Sade again. Decades of silence between albums, no scandals, no overexposure. And yet, her mystique never fades. Why? Because when you hold your soul sacred, the world becomes fascinated by what it can't possess. Life lesson. When you stop trying to be understood by everyone, you begin to attract only those who are truly worthy of knowing you. The Capricorn woman doesn't chase mystery. She is the mystery. And that is her greatest power. Have you ever been misunderstood simply because you chose to keep your soul private? Right, I don't explain what's sacred if this final reason speaks to your essence. Closing, now you know why they fear her rise. You've seen the reasons now. One by one. Layer by layer. But here's the truth. They never feared her beauty. They never feared her silence. They never feared her independence. They feared what all of that made possible. Because the Capricorn woman isn't just strong. She's sovereign. She isn't just wise. She's unshakable. And she isn't just rising. She's rising without needing them. That's the part they whisper about. That's what keeps them uneasy. Not because she wants power, but because she became it. Quietly, patiently, completely. And now, they can't control her. They can't break her. And they sure as hell can't replace her. So they stay silent. They envy in quiet. They watch from a distance. As she becomes everything they never saw coming. Final life lesson. You don't need noise to be powerful. You don't need approval to be valid. You don't need to explain your soul to be understood. If you carry your truth quietly, live your purpose consistently, and protect your peace unapologetically, then like her, you will rise, and the world will notice even if it never admits it. If this message awakened something ancient in you, drop a comment below and write, "I rise in silence and they feel it." And if you are one of them, a Capricorn woman walking your sacred path in a world that doesn't yet understand your depth, this is your home. Subscribe now to Zodiac Secrets Revealed, and join the tribe of those who lead without noise, build without applause, and rise without permission. Your story isn't finished. It's just beginning. And the world is not ready.